My husband told his entire family my broken body couldn't have kids when it was actually his infertility. So I read his medical records out loud at family dinner. My husband Rick and I had been trying for a baby for 2 years when we decided to see a fertility specialist. The test showed we both had issues that made conception difficult, but not impossible. I had mild endometriosis, and Rick had low sperm motility and count. The doctor said with treatment we had a good chance, but it would take time and both of us would need medication. Rick seemed supportive in the office, held my hand, said we were in this together. But the moment we got to the car, he said we couldn't tell anyone about his results, especially not his mother. He said it would destroy her if she knew her son wasn't perfect. I agreed because I thought we were protecting his privacy as a couple. What I didn't know was that Rick immediately called his mother Diane and told her we'd gotten results and it was all my fault. He said my body was broken and couldn't carry children, but he was standing by me because that's what good husbands do. Diane started treating me like I was defective. At every family dinner, she'd pat my hand and say it was so noble of Rick to stay with a woman who couldn't give him children. She'd tell everyone at the table about her friend's son who left his infertile wife and now had 3 beautiful kids. She'd look at Rick and say he was too loyal for his own good. She started bringing articles about adoption, surrogacy, and even divorce lawyers who specialized in childless marriages. She'd leave them on my plate at dinner like place settings. Rick would just shrug and say his mom meant well. She'd make comments about my diet, saying maybe if I ate better my body would work properly. She'd critique my exercise routine, my sleep schedule, my stress levels, everything was my fault. When I took fertility medication that made me gain weight, she said I was letting myself go because I couldn't have children anyway. Rick never corrected her. He'd actually add details about my treatment to make it sound worse, saying I had to take dozens of pills, that the doctors were surprised it was so severe, that they'd never seen such a difficult case. None of that was true, but it made him look like a hero for staying with me. Diane started this thing where she'd bring other women to family dinners. Young, healthy-looking women she'd met at her gym or church who she'd introduce as friends, but then mention they wanted children someday. She'd seat them next to Rick and spend the whole dinner talking about their good genes and healthy bodies. Rick would entertain it, laughing at their jokes, exchanging numbers for networking purposes, he said. One woman actually texted him asking if he was really happy in his marriage, and he didn't shut it down immediately, said he needed time to think about his future. I saw the messages when they popped up on his iPad. The worst part was Diane started a prayer circle at her church for my broken body. She had dozens of people praying for my defective womb every Sunday. She'd send me videos of the prayers where they'd mention me by name, asking God to fix whatever was wrong with me so I wouldn't deprive Rick of fatherhood. She made prayer cards with my photo that said, "Pray for Leslie's fertility," and handed them out at church events. People I'd never met would come up to me at the grocery store saying they were praying for my condition. Meanwhile, Rick was supposed to be taking medication to improve his sperm quality, but he wasn't taking it. I found the unopened boxes hidden in his car. When I confronted him, he said there was no point since I was the main problem. He said the doctor just said he had issues to make me feel better, but everyone knew it was really all my fault. He was letting me take hormones that made me sick while he did nothing, because he decided the problem was mine alone. After a year of this, Diane organized what she called a healing ceremony for my broken womb. She invited the entire extended family to lay hands on my stomach and pray. Rick thought it was a beautiful gesture. I refused to attend. Diane cried and said I didn't want to be healed because I was punishing Rick. That's when I'd had enough. I went to our filing cabinet and pulled out all our medical records from the fertility specialist. Every test result,